What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Build-It video. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how to make the contest of mayors easier for you guys. A lot of you guys are having trouble getting these assignments done in a timely manner. One of the most important things with the contest of mayors is going to be getting things done as quickly as possible. You cannot afford for it to take you the entire week just to get these damn assignments done. You should be getting these assignments done in no later than 3 days. 3 days is like you're dragging your feet. 2 days is respectable. 1 day is pro. Okay? So here's the thing. How do you go about making these assignments get done as fast as possible? Well, the first thing is get involved with a good group. So many people come to me for help and say, well, my group's dead. Well, I don't have anybody that'll help me. Or we don't do war. Or what. Alright, look. I train pros. Okay? That is who I train. That is who I'm going to give my time to. I'm going to give my time to people who are going to give me their 100. 100%. They're going to show me, hey, I'm here to learn. I want to do the best I could possibly do. That is who I want to give my time to. So, if you come to me for help, the very first thing that you need to do is make sure that you are giving it your 100%. If you're not giving it your 100%, even whether you come to me for help or not, then you'll probably start losing. And you will definitely start losing once you actually, get up in the higher rankings. So, how do you play the contest of mayors quickly and efficiently? First thing is you need to get over the damn thing with not keeping screenshots. So many people come to me for help and say, well, here's my list I wrote down. Well, that's garbage. It's total garbage. Doesn't do you any good. Doesn't show your tasks remaining, doesn't show your time remaining, none of that. Get your screenshots in order. Show all the information that needs to be shown, the milestones, everything. Keep it in an album, upload it. It's a really simple process, okay? That's number one. Now, what else do you need to have in order before you begin the contest of mayors? Your city needs to be prepped. And by prepped, I don't mean I found some stuff on Global and I have a few things ready for pickup in my shops. No, okay? There is a specific way that you keep your inventory when you are playing the contest of mayors versus when you are not playing the contest of mayors. When you are setting your city up to produce coin, and you want to run tokens on flour and donuts and keep a bunch of raw materials in your inventory, fine, whatever. But now is not the time for that. Now is the time to play calm. So if you are broke and you're trying to make coins and play calm, no. No, 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 no. Set your city up to play calm, not to make coin. This is why you need to make coin when calm is over, and then play calm when calm is here. That is how this works. It's not an in-between thing. It's not I drag my feet for 5 damn days, and I half-ass and do everything, and it's a big mess, and no. You gotta get your shit together, okay? Get your damn screenshots in order, get your city in order, get your inventory in order. Conduct yourself like a professional, damn it. Like, I'm sick of all these people coming to me, like, well, I've got, 2 flour ready, and I've got nothing in my inventory, and my group sucks, and I don't do war, and why are you even talking to me at this point? Like, what? Really? Come on. Get it together, people. Get it together. Alright, so, how do you prep your city? You need to make sure if you're a high-level player that you can do any upgrade immediately. What this means is you need to have upgrades ready on the right-hand side of your screen. You can have a total of 3. When you place down the construction zone, if you do not have the items required, simply re-roll it. Okay? For example, you're doing an Omega upgrade. Like here, I clicked re-roll. I can wait the 18 minutes, or I can watch the video ad. Right now, I'm not doing right now, I'm not playing competitively, and I'm not doing anything for calm. But if I was, I would watch the video ad, And if it didn't give me the thing that I needed, then I would do it again and again and again until I got what I needed. Okay? You need to get this shit done ASAP. You don't wait 30 minutes just because you're too lazy to watch a 30-second video ad. You don't do that. You get it done. Once you get the assignment done, you immediately move to the next. Anytime that you can look at your list and prep assignments, future assignments, great. Do not prep future assignments if they come at a high cost. For example, okay, let's say you have corn prepped, like, look at my screen, I've got corn prepped. Let's say that I have a beef assignment for 1,700 points, but it is not my correct choice right now. But I know that eventually it will be. Do I leave all the corn prepped because I don't have corn on my list, or do I start the beef prep? You start the beef. Does that mean you pick up all the corn? No! That is not how you do this. Okay? So what you will do is you will pick up one corn. You will click on your starting shop, which your starting shop will be a shop that has no items ready for pickup. Usually it's the hardware store or the fast food shop because they're very hard to prep, or, you know, they have quick items. And you use the yellow arrows above the shop to navigate to the shop that you want, and you place down whatever item it is that you're wanting to prepare. If you want to start a token on it, if you know it's going to be within the next choice or two, go ahead. Otherwise, just keep doing that until you've got 11 beef, right? Okay. This way, if you do get corn, let's say that I get corn after I prep the one beef. Now I'm only out one corn. See what I'm saying? I can start a token, and I can get the beef done, get the corn done, and then I can continue on with my token, prepping the beef for the next assignment. See where I'm going with this? But if you conduct yourself ridiculously, and you're just like, well, I've got a flour ready, that doesn't help anybody, okay? Now, your factories. You prep the longest item for your level. So if you are a high level player, it is electrical. If you're a low level player, it is feed. The night before the contest, or 6 hours or 8 hours or whatever it is, depending on your schedule, you prep that item, and you prep all of them, okay? So if you have, let's say you have the premium pass, you're going to prep all 12 of your factories with the same damn thing. Now you know that you cannot get an assignment that is going to ask you for more than 60 of a factory item. So by prepping the last 2 factories, you actually end up with some extras, right? Okay, so by doing this, you have 2 options. You can take those extras, leave them to sit until you need the factory. So like, let's say you get a metal assignment and you have to do it, okay? You pick up the 12 spaces on those extra 2 factories, leaving the 60 electrical prepped, or the 60 feed prepped, or whatever. Well, you wouldn't have 60 feed because you'd be a low level player. But let's say you're a high level player. You're leaving the 60 electrical prepped, okay? And then you're picking up the 12 and you're doing the metal. Now, at this point, you've got 12 factory slots open that you can utilize, and you have enough to do that electrical assignment if it comes up for 3,000 points. Now, you may be asking, well, why not just leave those factories open? Well, here's why. Because let's say you don't have to do a metal assignment. Let's say that you get electrical, okay, for 60 electrical, and you do it. Now you have 12 electrical still ready for pickup. See where I'm going with this? So now you have those on the side if you need them. So, for instance, I had a situation where I was a low level, well, actually it was a low level player, it was with feed. But basically, you end up in a situation where the game screws up, okay? And it doesn't count all of your pieces, because it does happen. Now you have those pieces to fall back on, and it costs you nothing. Prepping metal when you're going to sleep does you nothing, does you no good. You also have some left over if you end up wanting to do a split prep. So let's say that you have the 12 electrical prepped. You've already done an electrical assignment for 3,000 points. and now you have a feed assignment that it is going to take up, let's say, 30 or 40 of your slots. You can leave the electrical prepped if you would like, or you can prep all the feed, okay? I mean, you just do it based on what you have going on in your game, what the history are of your assignments, what your bedtime schedule is, all that good stuff. For example, let's say that you just recently did an electrical assignment, okay? And you have to go into a meeting for work. You know the meeting is going to take 2 hours, right? And you look at your list and you say, okay, I have chemicals in my list for 1,100 points. I know I'm not going to do these because I know they're going to continue to come back. What is not in my list that takes right around that time frame? Let's say textiles take about an hour longer. I'll prep textiles, and that way when I come back from work, I can continue on with my list, looking at whatever I got going on, and then if I get textiles, I'll have them ready for pickup. Now, let's say that you're going into a work meeting and you have electrical prepped. Should you pick up the electrical to do text? No, no. Because now if you get electrical, you're fucked. Now let's say you have electrical in your list and you know that it's worth a low value, like 1,700 points or whatever. Then would you do it? Yeah, then you would pick up electrical and ignore the task because it doesn't make sense to make that task come back when it takes up all your damn time, right? Especially if it's there with rotatable value. So you kind of have to understand risk versus reward and manage your time the best you possibly can. Same thing is going to happen with your shops. The difference is your shops can actually use tokens to speed things up so you're not as screwed there. But the factories and how you prep your factories is essential, okay? Now, before you pick up a bunch of long factory productions, you need to understand the risk in doing so. And you want to pick up as little as possible. For example, if you're a low-level player, I had this situation when I was playing low-level comm. I had prepped feed, okay? I had an assignment for like 34 feed, so I had prepped 40 feed. Didn't make sense not to, because, 5 factory slots isn't going to make or break me. So I prepped all 40 feed. I do the 34. I did not pick up all 40 feed. I only picked up 34. 2 tasks later, I get feed again, except for this time, it's for double downtime. It's for like 44. Now, I was able to cut out 6 hours worth of downtime just simply by not picking up those 6 feed. Because now those 6 feed became my extras. They became my second round that I didn't have to do, that I was already prepared for. See where I'm going with this? So by me prepping those extra 6 back then, do the assignment, 2 assignments later, I get one for double downtime. I pick up the 6 feed. Now I only have a 6-hour downtime. Okay? So it is really, really important that you pay attention to that. That is going to save your ass later. 6-8 hours is half a day. I mean, when you're thinking that you gotta sleep, right? So, if you pay attention to the rotation order, you should be okay. Now, look at your Omega. If you're a high-level player, your Omega bank, if you are somebody who does not want Omega on your map, you don't want to build Omega as a regular thing, your Omega bank should be right around 35. Reason being, you need a decent amount of items so that you can do multiple upgrades, okay? Because the Omega upgrade comes back quite frequently. You want to have enough items to where you can still have the Omega bubble pop up for the Omega coins task. You need to have your Omega inventory 75% full before that bubble will pop up. If your Omega bank is too high, you will have to keep it constantly stocked at a ridiculous amount. Now, if you have a lot of coins and you want to build Omega, going down the road, then great, go ahead. But temporarily, or if you do not want to build Omega, keep it right around 35. Okay, look at your Omega bank. Mine's at 35. Look what it wants. That's a joke. Yeah, that's an absolute joke to upgrade 5 whopping space. So, what you want to do for your Omega is this. Alright. This would be empty, right here. all 3 of these spots would be empty, and my Omega bank would be full 35. Okay? One trick that you can do if you're somebody who has trouble keeping up on your canisters is you can open canisters, wait for them to get to 1 cache, pay the 1 cache, and exceed the bank allowance. So for example, I open a large canister, I wait for it to get to 1 cache, I pay for it, and it allows me to go over my bank amount by 3, right? It's going to give me 3 Omega items. If I keep doing that, I can keep going over the allowed amount, but I have to pay cash to open the canister. As long as you pay cash, you're allowed to go over the amount that you can have stored. This will allow you to prep more items if you don't want to upgrade your bank. Now, once you've done this, now that the canisters task is back and you've got the milestones and whatnot, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have all of these filled with cans ready for pickup. Okay? Now let's say that you have a milestone for canisters. You pick up 1 canister, put it in the thing, right? Place down another canister. Pick up all the rest of your canisters and do the same damn thing. This way you have as many producing and opening as possible to get that stuff done. Now, if you want to build higher canisters, you have to have more Omega homes than just the 1 or 2 on your map, right? If you want to build only small canisters, then by all means, just keep your Omega houses at basically nothing. What you're going to do is you're going to place down a new Omega residential home, do the upgrade, which is only going to ask you for 1 Omega upgrade, and then you're going to re-roll it if you don't have the item. Once you've got the upgrade complete, you place down a new construction zone. You do that till your assignment is complete, and then you can either leave the houses and put services and all that on them, or you can say, you know what, I don't want these, and bulldoze them. Whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter, okay? Now, once you get that done, you're going to, you've got your Omega prepped, you've got your factories prepped, you've got your shop prepped. What else do you need to be prepared for? Well, you've got cargo and airport that you need to look at. So look at your airport and say, okay, let's pretend comm has not begun, okay? Let's pretend that the contest of mayors begins in 12 hours. This plane departs in 6 hours, right? And then I have a waiting period for it to come back. How can I time this to be ready when the contest of mayors begins? By sending it away now. So I'm going to say, okay, look, if the contest of mayors begins in, I don't remember what I said, 8 or 12 hours, then what I want to do is I don't want to wait 6 hours and then have to wait 12 hours, making it an 18-hour wait. I don't want that. So I'm going to send this away now, and it will be ready in 12 hours. I also then know what to expect to have prepared, right? Beef, robes, and TVs. Now, if I get an assignment for this, and this is here and ready when the assignment comes up, great. If not, then I'll have to pay cash. So here, we go through here. This one comes in 3 hours. So I'm going to look at that, I'm going to look at the time, and I'm going to say, okay, when it gets here in 3 hours, I'm going to send it away so that it is timed better, right? Here, same thing. So if you look here, we have an 8-hour wait. So if the contest of mayors begins in 8 hours, then we would send this away, and boom, now we know what we need, and it'll be here and ready, okay? Check that, check your cargo, check everything. Check your monster, just check everything and see what's going on. When you click on the monster or your war screen or whatever, it'll navigate you to your collection here. Make sure that you have war cards ready, that you have the keys available to do the upgrades if necessary. Make sure that if you have the storage pieces to do a storage upgrade, that you do not do the upgrade unless you have enough to do at least 2 upgrades. Because that assignment comes back so fast, you do not want it to block off one of your good doorways. So unless you can do it again to locate it onto a different doorway, don't touch it till the end of the contest. That being said, you're going to open up your inventory, which would be your actual like main inventory here. Now, you need to prepare your inventory accordingly, meaning you need to be able to do flights, repairs, all that good stuff. So if you have to do a VU task and you have to do repairs, what do you think you're going to need? Nails, planks, tape measures, hammers, that kind of stuff? Yeah. So you need to make sure that you have all that stuff on hand. 20 planks, 20 paint, 20 cement, 20 whatever it is, depending on what your level is and depending on what your inventory amount is. But essentially the goal is this. You need to prepare as many hard to get items as possible, and you need to dispose of any easy to get items. You should not be holding any TVs, gnomes, pizza, ice cream, burgers, none of that stuff. Bulbs, pink drinks, junk all that garbage, dude. You do not need it. If you need it later for a upgrade or for whatever, then simply go to global and get it. Okay? Do not waste up, 100 inventory space holding 5 of each of these items or 10 of each or whatever it is. Okay? Get rid of all that garbage. Hold the hard to get stuff. Do not hold 50 textiles and 100 seeds and all that garbage. You will need some seeds just for repairs and things because your factories are going to be tied up. But in all actuality, what you want to do is make sure that your raw materials are held at a minimum. Okay? You can always get that stuff later. In fact, what you really should do, and this is going to be a good tip for y'all, this is what I do. Before the contest of mayors begins, what I'll do is I will put 20, 30, 40 seeds, sugar, whatever, up for sale in my depot. And I just leave it on standby. If people in my group need it, they take it. It's all good. If not, I can have somebody retrieve it for me if need be. Now, in our group, we do not allow depots to be used as storage facilities, meaning it's not off limits to anybody. So if I put up 40 seeds and somebody takes them, well, that's too bad for me. But if they don't and I end up needing them, at least I have them there. Now, depending on how your group works, maybe you're allowed to use your depot for a storage facility. In that case, go ahead, do whatever. But point I'm getting at here is that you need to make sure that this inventory is prepared properly. You don't need to have 75 ammo crates, okay? The goal here is simple. You need to get as many assignments done as fast as possible and as efficiently as possible, right? You need to look at every assignment that could possibly come up and make sure that your city is prepared to get it done as quickly as it can. So, if you have factory tasks, prepare them. If you have shop productions, make sure you have tokens available. If you need to do an epic project, you need to be able to not only have the inventory to do that, the coins to do it, but you need to also have the epic ready, right? You need to have it there on screen. If your airports are there, that could save you a significant amount of cash if you paid attention to your airport timers before bed and all that good stuff. Okay? Your upgrades. Make sure that your upgrades are on standby. Make sure that you guys go through all of the upgrades on your maps. This is very important. Go to all your regional maps. Click on your upgrades. Look at the required materials and refresh anything that you see to be extravagant or ridiculous or whatever. Refresh it. And that way, when the time comes, you can go back through and you'll probably have the materials required because you've refreshed all the ones that are ridiculous. Okay? Now, the next thing is your regional HQs, those need to be left completely alone. If you click them and you open them, the timer will begin. Once the timer begins on your regional HQ, you have 24 hours to do what you have to do, and then that thing closes. If you click on the pig timer, it will show you when that regional will be back around. So let's say the pig timer says 2 days and you just opened it. That means you have 1 day of being able to use it, and then you'll have 1 day of a cooldown, and then it'll be refreshed. If the pig timer says 3 days, then you'll have 1 day where it's open and 2 days where it's not. Okay, so when the pig timer expires is when it refreshes. That's how that works. If you have not completed all of your assignments by the time that regional HQ closes, you are unable to do that assignment when it pops up, right? And if that happens, and it's a 3K assignment, you are now not doing the best that you can possibly do. And it is 100% because you moved too slowly. It's your fault. If you have multiple regional maps, which is what I advise, then you want to make sure that you do not open all of your regional maps at the beginning of the contest. In fact, what you really want to do is prep as many of the large regional items as you possibly can, and make sure that you have a regional bubble offer ready on your map, okay? If you have a regional offer for 20 robes on your map and ready, and someone says, hey, yo, can I get 2 robes? And you only have 20 available, you do not give them those 2 robes. If you fall below the 20, the game takes away that offer 100%. It doesn't just sit there and wait for your offer to become valid again. It takes it away completely. It's not like the other coin offers. The other coin offers, you can fall below the amount and the coin offer will remain there. But the regional ones are not that way, okay? So, if you have above the 20, then fine. But you cannot fall below the amount that it's asking for. Alright, now, you've got your stuff. Okay, a lot of people say, well, I like to keep my taxes uncollected for the coins task. Alright, look. You don't want to be sitting there not gaining money just for a stupid coins task. If you want to leave money uncollected in your depot for that task, great, but don't leave your taxes completely capped out. If your taxes are there and they're not capped out, great, but don't just leave them capped out for 3 days for a stupid coins task. That's ridiculous. You can also look at your mayor's pass, your VU pass, and your side passes for those coin offers. Leave them uncollected, collect them when you have the milestone or whatever. Do not do the coin offer just because you have a milestone for it. That particular assignment is a last resort rotatable. For high level players, you guys never do that task, almost never. For low level players, you should only be doing that assignment if you're in reverse rotation, it's value over op, or you're flipping the doorway. So, all, well, 2 rare occurrences, and 1 would be when you hit your tickets. Definitely do not do that task just because you have a milestone. Alright, so we've talked about Omega, regionals, regional HQs, regional items, Omega items, coins. What else? What else? We talked about war cards, we've talked about residential upgrades, airports, inventory. The best thing that you can do for the war stuff, you guys, is going to be to make sure that you're in a group that does war and that you time your downtime around that. So, if you have to take downtime, or you're going to bed, or whatever the case may be, you need to say, okay, look, I've got this many assignments, and if I have to, here's the problem with moving slowly. When you are not prepared, when it takes you a decade to get anything done, it is ridiculous, and you put yourself in a bad position. So, if I'm prepared, when I'm playing comp competitively and I get a 3K Omega, I get it done in 30 seconds. Boom, 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 done. My Omega storage is full. My stuff is on standby. One item, done. 3K points, done. Okay. War card upgrade. Boom. 10 seconds, done. 6,000 points in under a minute. No problemo. Inventory is ready and my group is available. I can go to them if I need help. I get a 3K Tokyo delivery. Okay. I already am prepared for the first one, so that's all good to go. Boom, that's number one. Pay for the next one and the next one. Get those done in less than 5 minutes because I know I'm prepared. I know I have these items. I know that if I don't have them, that my group will have them. Boom. We're talking 9,000 points in under 5 minutes. Now, people come to me for help. And they say, all right, I'm working on it. Hour and a half later. All right, I got that done. What the fuck took you an hour and a half? Please explain to me why it took you an hour and a half to do some damn assignments that should have taken you 30 seconds if you were prepared. Oh, you weren't prepared. Even not being prepared. What the hell took an hour and a half? Well, I was shopping on Global, and well, I was twiddling my thumbs, and then I had to wait for the 30-minute time. No, you should have just watched the ad. Well, I was refilling my shops. Well, those should be ready for pickup. Well, I didn't have the space. Oh my fucking goodness. How are you even playing right now? Like, you seriously are going to spend 2 hours on something that should take 30 fucking seconds. No. No. And then people be like, oh my god, this guy put up 12,000 points in 2 hours. Do you think he's hacked? No, I think he's an idiot. And he should be moving faster. He should have put up those 12,000 points in less than 30 minutes. Depending on the assignment, of course. But the point being, is the only assignments that should take a long period of time is when you have factory assignments or shop productions and you are stuck. You have nothing else that would be a better option. That is the only time it should take that long to do any assignment. Okay? NT assignment. The only ones that should hold you back time-wise is shop productions, and even then you can speed those up on tokens. Always do that. If you have a chairs assignment that's going to take 3.5 hours, you do not wait the 3.5 fucking hours to do it. You put it on a token. Whether it be silver or gold. One of the two. Put it on a damn token. Get it done. If it's like, well, I could have 3 more hours of playtime, but I got this beef assignment, so I think I'll just go to bed now, get nothing else done. And then when I wake up, I'll still have 5 beef to make and still have hours worth of tokens to run. No! Get it done. Get as much done as possible. Okay? Then proceed on. You have to move quickly, because if you do not, you're going to constantly be broke. You're going to constantly be suffering. You're going to be in a position where you are working your ass off. And by the time you get done working your ass off, you've now let these people at the bottom of your leaderboard think that they have a chance at winning, so now you've got more competition by being slow. And you've now put yourself in a position where you have no time to recuperate. You have no time to take a break. You have no time to make any coins and make back all the crap that you spent because you've drug your feet all damn week. The only way that you're going to get things done in a day, 2 days, 3 days is if you play like a pro, is if you prep everything. You have to be 10 steps ahead of the game, always. You have to always be looking ahead. You know, if you see that you have a minerals task and you know that the choice is going to be coming up within the next choice or two, right? You don't say, well, maybe after the next 30 minutes, and I know it's going to be about 30 minutes before I have to do this, then I'll prep the minerals and take another 30 minutes. No. Pair them up. Okay? Now, what I'm not saying, and this is something that a lot of people get misconstrued about, you guys will put yourself in a position where you're pairing assignments that are not the correct choices for the purpose of convenience. And that is the biggest mistake that people make. They will say, well, I had a 5 repair and a VU, so I just went ahead and did the repair first, even though the VU was worth more points. Do not do that. You always go with the correct choice over convenience. If this is the correct choice, but this is more convenient to you, you go with the correct choice first. But what you want to do, what you really want to do is this. Always choose the correct choice and always make sure that you are doing so as convenient as possible. Okay? So that is very, very important that people understand the difference between that. If something is correct and the other one is more convenient, you choose the one that is correct. If you have an assignment that is 3,000 points and the other one is 2,400 points, okay? But the 3,000 point one is correct, but it means you have to junk the other one. Well, that sucks for you. For example, the stupid candy canes task. Let's say that you have ornaments prepared and they're at like 2,000 points, right? And you have candy canes that are at 3,000 something points. So you're supposed to do the candy canes, but you have the ornaments prepared. So you want to do the ornaments first and then later go to the candy canes, just to conveniently pair the two. Technically, that is wrong. You would not want to do that. Now, if you're prepared properly, then you would not be putting yourself in a position where that would matter, right? Because if you were prepared properly, you would have prepped candy canes, not ornaments. See where I'm going with this? If you had prepared ornaments, it would be because it was the correct choice. Otherwise, you would have left the candy canes prepared. So by your not doing things properly, you've now put yourself in a position where you have to junk a ton of ornaments and paint prep for a choice that could have easily been, fixed. If you prepare properly, you are not in this position. Now, here's another thing a lot of people do. They end up in a situation where they have to make something. Like, let's say they have to make ornaments and they don't have paint. So now they have to make paint to make ornaments. That is where you've got a big problem. That is where you did not prepare your inventory properly, or you're not in a group that can help you. Okay? So this is where you would junk all the garbage you're holding, all the, a majority of your war items, your raw materials, your high-priced trash, and make sure that you have all your shops prepared along with your inventory prepared. Because if you go into the contest of mares without anything prepared, with half-ass coins, with airports that are coming back who knows when, asking for who knows what, no house upgrades available, half-ass inventory, no group, no legendary chest, no logic as to how you're choosing your assignments, no knowledge of anything, just half-assing it, not even taking screenshots, just doing whatever. How do you expect to win when you play like Smith? Please explain. When somebody is conducting themselves the way I'm suggesting, and you're playing like Ding Dong Dildo over there, how do you expect to win? You won't. Unless you're up against a bunch of Ding Dong Dildos like Smith. That is how you will win. Okay? And you are not going to be up against a bunch of Smiths forever. In fact, you will probably start losing, if not already, quite a bit. And then what happens is now that you've been Ding Dong Dildoing about, now you have this situation where you've spent a bunch of cash, coins, inventory, and time, and you just messing about doing nothing, and now you get nothing. And then you come to me for help, and you say, Missy, can you help me? I have half a screenshot and my thumb in my ass. Can you please help me? No, sir, I cannot help you. Okay? Not if you are going to play like this. So, if you cannot come to me with a album that shows a task assessment all of your screenshots and orders showing all of the necessary information. Do not ask me for help. Okay? I will help anybody who conducts himself properly. But if you conduct yourself like a smith, there's the door. Good fucking luck.